Hi everybody, welcome to Transformation Thursday. It's a series started by two gorgeous gals, Melody at Transforming Melody and Rhonda aka Spanky Cola. The premise being you can't successfully change the outside without successfully changing the inside. That inside being your heart, your mind, your soul, your spirit, the whole kit and caboodle. Here at Truffle Buddy headquarters, I wholeheartedly agree with this whole theory. So why don't you come on in, see how my week has gone, how God's working with me this week, and what my goals are for the coming week. Hi everybody, I'm back. I just had, I have to say, God is working with me on patience apparently this coming week. I just had a phone call that tested it, and can I tell you, yes, I failed. If Windows calls me one more time, I'm gonna choke them. But anyway. Hi, how'd you guys do this week? Oh, I weighed in this morning at 3 a.m. at 243.2. That is 1.2 pounds up from last week. How I gained, I don't know, in all honesty. I hit all of my goals last week. I had more activity last week. Weight Watchers set my fit points at 33. I earned 62. That includes Zumba, walks with the dogs. I did 44,383 steps last week according to my Fitbit. Oop, look out, Oliver. I don't know. I honestly don't know what I did. I would do, given the chance to do that week over, I would do the same thing. I would do the same thing because I know I did everything right. So I guess that brings me to how God is working with me this week. Excuse me, Oliver finds things interesting all over the place. So Oliver has to stay with me. Or Oliver hoards things like toilet paper, wrappers, lint balls, marbles. You name it, he hoards them. But anyway, he's probably part and parcel in how God's working with me this week too. So I feel like God is working with me with my patience and perseverance. And I say this because, yes, I did the right things last week. But it's kind of like, can I do those right things again? And did I learn anything in my Bible study and in my time with Him over the last week? And if I did, how am I going to put it into practice? I feel like this week, I can tell you, yes, I can put that into practice. I can say that because I've set goals. I see things differently after Bible study and reflection. Excuse me, Nellie. Nellie wants up in the window. I'll be right back. Sorry, back again. My husband has gotten Nellie to liking the window, being up in the wide windowsill. The problem is she can't get up there by herself, so she whines until she catches somebody's attention who can help her. That's mean right now. So I feel like God is working with me with patience and perseverance, not only in what I have learned, what have I learned from my time with Him and in Bible study, and can I put that into practice, but also with this coming week. It's going to be crazy. We are gone for the weekend to stay with my mother-in-law to help with her care, to give everybody else a break. But not only that, it's Memorial Day weekend. Now, Memorial Day weekend, that's usually barbecues and this and that and the next thing, and not really a whole lot to get done as far as exercise goes, right? Well, I'm working Memorial Day this weekend a little differently. And I have told my husband's family that as our normal schedule, we will be leaving on Sunday so that we are home. Our children are coming for Memorial Day barbecue, and I'm in control of the food. So they're supplying some things, but I'm the one in control of how it's cooked. I'm the one in control of the sides and everything else that goes with it. I'm taking care of that. So by doing that, I know that I can eat things. I know that there are, if I any of it, I'm okay. It's in the amount that I eat. I've also, in doing that, avoided, this sounds awful, but I've avoided their barbecues. To my knowledge, they have not mentioned a get-together this weekend at all, which is really good because his family doesn't seem to eat vegetables much. I like my vegetables, and they don't eat fruit. I love my fruit. Oh, wait, they eat fruit if it's in a pie. I don't like pie crust. Can't have pie crust. Don't really care for pie much, really. But anyway, that's a whole other issue. The challenge, the patience, the perseverance comes in staying on plan with this holiday weekend and just the busyness of it all, the odd work week to follow. I've got meetings scheduled all next week that are just going to be crazy. But anyway, that's, and all this is followed by coming off of a rough work week starting last Monday with being an hour late, and that kind of set the tone for this whole last week. This has been a really rough work week for me. And I feel like this coming week is going to be a rough food week for me. So this is where my patience, perseverance comes through or comes into play, and relying on God to get me through. So that is how he is working with me this week. As far as my goals, now, I'm a person, I need a roadmap. Now, when I travel, before I go and I'm not familiar with the place, I will literally sit and I will plan my route. I will estimate where I'll be around a time I might want to stop, usually every couple hours, 3 hours. 3 hours is really the most I'll stop. I'll drive without at least stopping to get a drink. I need to just, it kind of gives me a rest mentally, and by 3 hours, I've already finished everything that I brought to drink with me. Let's face it, I drink a lot. So, if I'm not going to go on a car trip to an unknown place without a roadmap, why would I take this weight loss journey and not give myself a roadmap? And my goals kind of give me that roadmap. They give me something to aim for. They give me some direction to go in. If I were to not set goals, for me, it's like driving with no end in sight, or working without a purpose. It's like, yeah, I'm working, but for what? Well, the end of my weight loss, my goal is too far off to say I'm working for that. I can't just say, oh yeah, my goal is like a half a pound down the road. It's not, people. I have to lose a person. I have to lose a average person. So, yeah, I need a roadmap. This is a long journey. Every week is not the same. Every day is not the same. Every meal is not the same. I don't care if you eat the same thing every day. There's variances. There's other things that change it up that make it not the same every single day. So, I don't work well without a roadmap. So I have set goals to act as my roadmap. So now I've told you about the 5 F's of my goals: faith, food, family, fitness, and finance. So my goals are a little different this week. And I say that because this week is different. There's different things going on. It's not a usual food or, work week. I'm totally going to be completely off schedule this week of what I normally set for myself. So for my faith goal, I'm still going to continue with let God fight your battles. I'm also going to concentrate on spending more time with him in prayer, in reflection, with my Bible, just with devotionals. That is my goal. I need to, because with all this, I don't know, I need my time with God to keep myself centered and to keep my patience and perseverance going. Or it's going to be murder and jail time. Just saying, I really don't do well. So, for fitness, Weight Watchers had my goal set at 33 fit points. Last week, I did 62 fit points with over 44,000 steps. So, this time, they upped my fit point goal to 53. I still feel like that's too low. And I say that because I was able to meet 62 fit points rather easily last week. And I want a goal that takes a little effort to meet without being absurdly difficult. So I set it 75 this week. Now, tomorrow I do have a planned walk with a friend and coworker, just a few miles away from home. It'll be, I'm told, I've never walked in this particular area, so I'm told it'll be a long walk. I'm planning on bringing my camera, possibly my little dog, and of course you guys are coming with me. I might take a quick video while I'm there, but you'll definitely see pictures of where I've, of my walking area. I'm hoping the weather's really good. If she backs out, she backs out rather easily, so if there's even a hint of sprinkles, she's going to cancel on me, so I hope the weather's good. We're going early in the morning, so it should be okay. Food-wise, so I've planned my Memorial Day barbecue menu, and I've planned it to be a lower fat, healthier option of Asian food. We all love Asian food, but I don't love takeout. The points that come with it, I should say. So we're going to make our own version of Asian food here for our Memorial Day barbecue. I've planned my menu for this weekend at my mother-in-law's, starting with Friday afternoon lunch right up through Sunday afternoon lunch. We're usually there. Lunchtime we're not usually there, but we're leaving early, so I'm not sure who's feeding my mother-in-law lunch, us or the caregiver they hire to sit with her until we get there. So just in case, I've planned lunch. And Sunday we usually like to leave by noon so that we're home by 4. And I don't know if we're going to feed her lunch before we go. Sometimes she's hungry, sometimes she's not. Or if we're going to eat lunch ourselves so we don't have to stop on the road, on the way home. So I've planned those menus. I also am going to prep additional fruits, vegetables, and dishes for my lunches for the coming week at work, Tuesday through probably Friday this week. I'm also prepping them for snacking. If I'm going to prep a whole bunch of 0 point foods and put them in my fridge, and if I don't have much by way of snacky food here, but I will portion some out if I have them. I don't know. I have to look. That's my pantry. So I have to look and see what's in there, but I don't think I have any snacky foods. But if I do, or if we get any, I will portion them out into controllable little snack baggies and mark the points on those, so those are easily grabbable and I know what's there. Just kind of taking the temptation out for opening that bag and starting to eat out of the bag. I don't do well that way. I tend to keep going till the bag is empty. One thing I have to tell you, bringing that up, is that one thing I don't keep in the house as a general rule, because it is a huge, huge trigger for me, is chips. Not Doritos or, Cheetos or Jacks or anything like that, but potato chips. Salt and vinegar, plain salt. Oh gosh, I could just eat those and eat those and eat those. Salt and vinegar and the plain salt really just, once I start, it's like I can't stop. I don't know. So I don't keep them in the house. And when I do get them, sometimes I'll get them at Subway, but I only get the single serve bags. I don't ever buy a huge bag of chips unless it's for a barbecue or a family get together, and I purposely will put a little bit in a little Ziploc bag for myself, and everybody else can have the bag. So that's my prepping plan as far as food goes. Now, my family/home goal, I don't know if anybody saw the video with my sewing room a few weeks ago. That was just like total major disaster because, yeah. Well, if not, just in case you didn't, here's a little refresher. Yeah, I did that. Not a kid. It wasn't because we were renovating, although we were in the process, and we still actually are in the process of changing that room around and redoing things. That happened because I was looking for a very important legal document, and I needed it within an hour of me, starting to look for it. So I knew it was in that room. So I literally pulled everything out of every cranny, nook, drawer, cubby, pulled everything off every surface. The filing cabinet, I pulled everything out of it. Like, it's all in the middle of the floor. So while it does not look quite so bad right now, like the floor is clear, you can walk and whatever, it's still a mess. It is. My goal is to get that picked up, at least to find my crafting table and that whole area right there, because I can't even do my planner and properly do my Bible journaling because I can't get to that table. So my goal is mainly to find that table and be able to use that table again. But I would like to clean up the whole room this week, especially being I have a longer weekend. I know I'm not home, but I have like Monday, and my kids aren't going to be here all day. So, I need to get that room cleaned up. I need to get the doors on that cabinet. That cabinet was new just before I trashed the room. That cabinet was new. I need to get the cabinet doors on it. They're sitting in my hallway. They've never been on it. They weren't taken off. They just never been on it. So I need to get the doors on that. So that's pretty much where my plan stands for this week. I have a lot, I feel like, on my plate goal-wise. I have a lot on my plate schedule-wise, but I'm a planner junkie, and that my planners are going to keep me straight. I currently have, I have one that I use for every day. I've kind of broken apart my planner for my fitness and put it in my weight loss journal. And I have another planner that's just kind of, it's there for the odd weeks. And this is an odd week, people. This is going to really, I think I'm going to write my food in it. I don't normally write my food. I usually put it in the app, and that's okay with me as long as I'm tracking everything else. But I feel like I might need that extra help this week. And I don't know, we'll see where, all I can do is do my best and see where this week takes me. I'm not okay with my gain this week by any means. But I feel like that's where God wants me at this point in time. I feel like that is part of my way He is working with me as far as patience and perseverance. I can't say I was surprised by the gain. If you saw my yesterday's video, I kind of pre-checked, and I wasn't real happy with my pre-check. And I'm not okay with the gain, but I'm not, in some weird way, I am not upset with it. I feel like that's where God wants me. So if that's where God wants me, how can I be upset with it? All I can do is do my best to keep doing what I did, meet my goals, and maybe try a little harder. Maybe that was what I'm supposed to learn, but I won't find out, I won't know until I start this whole week. So, God always is working with me in a whole bunch of different things, in a whole bunch of different areas, but this week, I feel like last week was control. It's like, hey, yo, I want you where I want you, and just let me handle things. This week, it's like, so, what you learning? Do you remember what you learned? Let me find out. So I'm going to do my best to pass this. All I can do is go through it and rely on God for strength and help and guidance and rest. So we'll see what this crazy, weird week brings. Until next time, I'm going to sign off. We're going to go pack.